If you only alert on ransomware encryption, you are already late. In this video, we will watch about the discovery commands like system info, whoami, net.exe, and we will be also learning about persistent and privilege escalation command, like adding this user in enterprise admin. So these commands are the fast way to enumerate domain controller, domain trust, and privilege groups. So as a defender, our goal is to catch the when they are on this phase before deploying the ransomware. In this DFI report, this is the initial phase of the attack. So users were searching for this manage engine op manager software, and due to SEO poisoning, user landed on the website and he downloaded the Trojanized MSI installer. And when the user installed this software, and it also dropped the Bumblebee malware. So in this case, the ransomware was deployed in less than 44 hours from initial access. DFIR report has also seen as fast as 9 hours is observed for ransomware deployment after initial execution. So this is the report. I will highly recommend go through the report. This is a real attack chain related to Akira, and as you can see, Akira ransomware is in still top 3 for 2026. And if I remember correctly, it was also in top 3 for 2025. So this is the website where the user downloaded the malicious installer. And when the user downloaded the Trojanized installer, it also loaded the Bumblebee malware. Let's go down. So in this part 1 of the series, I will be covering the discovery command and persistent and privilege escalation. I will highly recommend to go through these articles and read it, and then you will understand the attacker mindset and how you can detect this kind of attacks. And if you want to read more about Akira ransomware, I will highly recommend to read this article. So if you want to set up this Elastic and Sigma rule, you can follow this article on my website. So before moving further, I'll show you my lab diagram. This is my lab, which I have set up on my laptop using VMware Workstation. So there are 3 workstations present in my lab, and each one of them has Sysmon enabled, PowerShell log is also enabled, and it has a Elastic agent running on them. And I also have a Elastic server running on Ubuntu. In the Elastic server, I imported the Sigma rules, and for the attacker side, I have a C2 server running in the cloud, which will communicate with desktop HR, where will be running our discovery commands. So if you want to set up your Sigma rules for Elasticsearch SIEM, you can follow these articles. So I've already set up in my lab. And if you want to enable the PowerShell logging, just follow these steps mentioned in my blog, and then it will enable the PowerShell logging. So this is my Adaptive C2 server, which is executing on the cloud server, and this is the Kali machine which contains the Adaptix client. So as you can see, there are 4 VM running in my system currently. This is the Kali Linux. So I have already set up at C2, and you can see there is a listener already listening on this port. And I also have a ELK server. I have already started the Elastic instance, and desktop R is the place where we'll be executing adapt C2 beacon, and this is our domain controller. If you want to learn more about Adaptive, you can go through this article. So Adaptive C2 is kind of identical traditional pen testing framework like Cobalt Strike, Silo, Havoc, and Mythic, and the version 1.0 was released in December 2025. So you can read this article to get an overview about Adaptive C2. Let's go back. So this is our victim machine. Let me disable Windows antivirus, otherwise it detect our agent, because this is the default agent which I have already downloaded. So let's execute this Adaptive beacon. Just to keep it simple, I will be running as admin. Let's click run anyway and click yes. So in the real scenario, in the DFIR post, Adaptive was deployed using Bumblebee malware. But in this case, we are just executing the beacon. Let's go back to our attacker machine, Kali. So yeah, you can see this is the beacon which is running, and we have received a connection from the desktop HR machine. So this is the computer name. This is the domain wig.local. Why Wig? I am a big fan of John Wick. And you can see this process is also running in the desktop HR workstation. And close this Chrome not needed. So this is the beacon which is executing on desktop HR machine. And we already got the callback and we are already connected to this machine. So for this demo, I have only selected one workstation. Maybe next time I will add few more workstations. As you can see, there are Sigma alerts fired in our Elastic Stack. Let's go to our attack flow. So we'll be executing this command in our attacker machine inside the Kali using adaptive C. So let's start a remote shell. Go to browser, remote shell. So I have already started the remote shell. Let me start executing the commands and in the DFIR post. Let me start with system info. Still executing. Okay. So we have executed the system info. You can see the various. Let me zoom. Yeah. So here you can see the system info command. Let me try to execute the other command. Then we will go back to our Elastic instance and see which Sigma alerts are fired. So the second command is /tc list. So we know our domain name is .local. Let's press enter. So as you can see, there is only one John DC wig.local domain. Let me try to execute the second command. Then I will zoom it and show you the output. Domain trust. Okay, let me zoom it now. Okay, you can see these are the two commands which I have executed and this is the output. I don't have any AD forest in my lab, so that's why it's showing only one of them. Let's execute the other commands and then we will go to our Elastic Stack. So other commands are a net command. Let's execute it. Net group domain and /DOM. Let's see how many domain admins are present. As you can see, there are 3 users which are domain admin, administrator, MS SQL server, that is a service account, and T-sharp. The next command. This will be the last command for net group. The admin. You can see these are the admin users, same as domain admin. Let me execute the last command for this discovery. whoami/groups. So I am a part of these groups. Let me zoom. So this is the first command and this is the second command, /domain trust, and this is the third command, net group, and this is the fourth one. And this is the fifth one. And we have also executed the system info before all this command. So we have already executed all this command. So now let's go to our Elastic Stack. So this one is already done. Now we will review the alerts in our Elastic Stack. Then we will move on to the persistence and privilege escalation. Okay, let me refresh it. So I can see only 4 commands related to nltest.exe. I will pause my recording and wait for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Then I will come back. As you can see, there are multiple alerts fired from 11:54 to 11:55, and there are total 10 alerts with medium level, and there are 3 Sigma rules fired. Let's start with the nltest one. And I wanted to show you the process tree. I think, yeah, this one. This is the first one. So this is a beacon which started the command up, and this one is executed test with DC list command. So we know something suspicious is going on. As you can see, there are multiple alerts. Let's investigate this adgnsy.exe. So there are multiple network events going on for this. Let's open recent one. Let's go to the table format and let's do 100 rows. So if you go through this alert details, you will see network connection was detected. Okay, so we want to see what is the remote IP is trying to connect. So yeah, so this is our C2 server and it's trying to connect to 4433 port. You can see here, this is a C2 server and trying to connect to 4433. Let's go back. Let me close and group rule name. So these are the three Sigma rule fired in short amount of time. And our process tree is command. After command, there is another, our beacon is trying to connect to a remote IP with on non-standard port. So this one looks definitely suspicious and we should quarantine the host. Let's our attack flow. These are the Sigma rules fire and this looks definitely suspicious as the parent process AD, I forgot the name. As the parent process is our beacon, which is running command.exe and running this whoami and net.exe. Let me show you how the Sigma rules look like. Okay, this one is the first one. Yeah, I have already opened, so you can see this is the Sigma rule, and this so image end with .exe and command line contains any one of its DC list. That's why this alert is firing. And if you want to get the defense well, you can copy from here. Elastic is also there. Let's go to the DXE Sigma. Yeah, this one is DXE. Let me open it again. Okay, this is our Sigma root. Image ending with DXE or net.exe and command line contains group. So in our case, it was enterprise admin and domain admin. That's why this alert was fired. Let's go back to our attack flow. So this one is done. Now we will execute this command and we will add the. So this one discovery command is done. Now we'll go move on to persistent and escalation. We'll create a EA and we will add that EA to our enterprise admin group. Let's do that. Let me copy this command. So we are adding the backup underscore EA use in our domain. So this one is added successful. Second command is adding that user to enterprise ad. Going to scene, going to our adaptive C2 beacon, paste. So now this command will add the user into enterprise admin. So we have created user which can be used to access the domain controller or any machine. Let me zoom. So these are the two commands which we execute. Now we'll go back to our Elastic and let's see if any more alerts are fired. So instead of 10, now you can set 18 alert, and we have a new Sigma alert which was fired. New user created by. Okay, so this one is the alert which was fired. Let's see what is the command line. You can see the user was created. Let me close. What about this one? Same user was. Let me close this one. Let me stop group. So these are the 4 commands which were generated when we try to add a new user. So as you can see, mixture of all this command, discovery and persistent and privilege escalation should be a fidelity alert if you combine all of them. So this can be a pre-ransomware activity. So you should investigate in detail. Let's go to our attack flow. So we have completed this one. Let's go back. Yeah, response access. Decide severity based on the user and host. So in our case, the user is P. Smith and the host name desktop HR. So the HR should not be running this kind of command. So this is definitely something suspicious is going on. So this one tries the initiating process tree and remove the initial malware. So in our case, we have already found the malware is our adaptive beacon, and next step should be killing the process, and we should submit the sample for malware analysis. Third step we can do is extract the IOC. So we have already got the remote IP from our beacon. So we should get the remote IP and hunt in our environment and see if there are any more computer connecting to that remote IP. For now, we have come all of this one. So in this demo, I have shown all the discovery commands. I have shown you the Sigma rule to detect all these commands. So individual commands can be maybe run by admin. If you combine all the discovery command within 5 minutes and creating the user, this is definitely suspicious and you should keep a watch on. And generally after this kind of commands, the ransomware is deployed. So whenever we receive this command, we should investigate it properly. And if this is found to be a confirmed suspicious, then we should quarantine the machine and do the necessary response action. Thank you for watching. Have a good day ahead or a good night.